Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Friends, Dato and Tan Sri, ladies and gentlemen. Tan Sri Ibrahim Promet in memory. Tan Sri Ibrahim bin Mohamad died yesterday, Tuesday 15/2010, age 68, of massive cerebral thrombosis, a major stroke. A colorful figure, flamboyant to his last, lawyer, economist, philanthropist par excellence, entrepreneur, and above all, a great friend. Our paths coincidentally crossed sometime in the mid-80s, an unlikely combination. Still very much high-flying, corporate surgeon, beyond his peak and on his way down, and a young plumber, definitely on his way up. That meeting was not coincidental. It was iron-casted in Loh Mahfuz many millennium years back, before time, well beyond our limited comprehension. The chemistry, however, clicked and lasts. We happen to share the same love, the haram. We spent many happy hours of Umrah together, whispering sweet nothings onto the beloved. Hope for atonement, sharing of deep inner secrets, only the one and only one is private, and asking for mercy and barakah in the next war. It was not all holy with Tan Sri Ibrahim and myself. It was not all holy and straightforward. In between the soap and the tears at the Makam Ibrahim and the late night tahajjud and istikharah in the haram, we, being boys at heart, also pride the high streets of Jeddah, midway during our Umrah, together just enjoying the Lord's gift to mankind, looking at beautiful rich women of leisure from Iran, Lebanon and Syria, and their sensuous abaya passing by in the mall. Sometimes you can see, sometimes you don't. My God. Sensuality is in the mystery. This, the rather aggressive and free ladies of the West, and increasingly now even in the East, cannot totally comprehend. Life is indeed full of incongruities and contradiction. These I shared with Tan Sri Ibrahim. Both of us are men of the world, able to look at life as a very private love affair between the beloved, so to speak, and ourselves. The pain, the gain, the fear and trepidation, the anguish and happiness are just sides of the same coin. We try you with evils and with good for ordeals, and unto us you will be returned, says the good Lord. He was a good teacher to me on how to live life to the fullest. One can dream of Sufi thoughts and convictions and grand religious plans and vision, but caviar and fine Arabians and turbocharged horses and the excellent things in life are not haram. I keep telling my elder brother Hassan, who taught and vocalized that extravagance as exhibited by the likes of people like Tan Sri is sinful. I told him that we cannot judge man superficially. If one has 200 million in the bank, do not expect him to behave and think like you and me. I told Hassan, we do not know what goes on in a millionaire's or billionaire's mind. We are not privy to the generous donation he makes annually. We are not privy to his anguish and fear. And at the end of the day, Islam is about excellence. Excellence in the here and the hereafter. And we are not the judge. We are certainly not the judge. Ibrahim probably made his first million in Pahang, went on to make millions with his association with Genting. When you are young and very vital, perhaps the end justifies all means. But life, like golf, is not about how one starts a game. It's about how one ends the game. I suspected, but never prior, that those many years of whispering sweet nothing with me and Makam Ibrahim, rain or shine, in front of the Kaaba, probably has to do with the atonement of his early days at Genting. Friends just need to understand, and we don't need to ask the inner sanctum of one's secret fear and love. That way mysteries further mystifies. HICOM, that is Heavy Industry Incorporated of Malaysia, Proton and Langkawi seem to be Dr. M's legacy to Malaysia. Ibrahim in his heydays was Dr. M's first private tutor, giving him free advice on corporate matters. Every Friday afternoon in the late 70s was his tutorial time. No one was allowed to clutter the lobby at PM's office to ask for favor or to send up any brown envelope for numero uno's perusal. Friday after prayer were reserved for Ibrahim. This went on for several years to the chagrin and envy of the likes of Musa Hitam and other senior cabinet ministers, who seemed to be sidelined for lack of ideas. Much later, ADZ and all his wet in between the ears assistant and cronies matured, and in due time took over the role. With politicians, friends and foes are transient. Interest is permanent. Yes, Dr. M must have been one of our greatest PM at that time. Not now. I mean, now people are making a lot of noise about him. But at that time, people thought that he was one of our greatest PM, so far with respect to ideas and vision. And I'm not surprised, because he got an excellent tutor in Ibrahim, until the rot sets in. The proviso is that until the rot sets in, as I say. Promet Building, a definitive KL landmark and one of its kind in the early 80s, was a nerve center from which this debonair maverick planned and execute his many corporate surgeries. However, his star began to wane and slowed down when two of his best pals, Dr. M and Rosali Hamzah, were at loggerhead with each other. Such is the reality of big business in Malaysia, then and now. Political patronage is a sine qua non of business, big and small, in Malaysia. When we are going to be able to grow out of this, I don't know. It was also Langkawi that perhaps signals Ibrahim Promet's Berhad fast decline. Million invested, sinking in the white sand. Development and crowd were slow to come. Freeport status was even slower to come by. So the Promet shares plummeted. Great friends parted further, caught by the inevitable quagmire of Malaysian political scene. Ibrahim told me, I once advised number one, the virtue of not having his children actually involved in big business, but that advice fell on deaf ears. The rest was history. The MISC bailout was a testimony of good advice not taken. History can be very harsh for ex-prime ministers and former leaders, but for my good friend Ibrahim, at least I know he had done well. Goodbye, my friend. May your soul be among those whom he bless. Every soul must taste of death, and we try you with evil and with good for ordeals. And unto us you will be returned. Surah Al-Anbiya, Ayat 35. Lo, verily unto Allah belong whatsoever is in the heaven and the earth. He knows your condition, and he knows the day when they are returned unto him, so that he may inform them of what they did. Allah is knower of all things. Surah An-Nur, Ayat 64. Until we meet again, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.